Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We are currently on the test server. We're gonna have a look at the Bommal The Dreadhorn boss, floor 90 hard mode Doom Tower. Now I'm gonna show you guys 5 different strategies, or actually better said, 5 different champions that can solo the boss. And we're gonna go over builds, we're gonna go over masteries, we're gonna go over how exactly these champions are able to solo the boss. I'm gonna show you from my own account that one champion that I like the most, the one that I think is the most consistent one to get the job done. It might not be the fastest out of all of them, but you know what, is the most consistent out of all of them that I tried. And while we're doing this, we're actually gonna check out a few videos from other content creators that have posted different strategies on how you can solo the boss with different champions. So we're gonna check those ones, we're gonna get the information that we need from there. I won't have access to every single one of the champions, unfortunately. I do want to mention that there is a completely free-to-play option in here as well. It's a champion that you can farm from campaign, and if you are willing to spend the time to manual, 20 minutes, you're going to be able to beat that boss once and for all and forget about it till the next rotation, which is in 3 months. All you really got to do is beat that boss one time, and it's much harder to do it on floor 90 hard mode, right? Because it's pretty fast, the resistance, the accuracy, everything that the boss has is pretty crazy. That being said, let me show you my ultimate most favorite champion that gets the job done better than anyone else, and that one is Lady AnnaBelle. And it's not because of her looks, it's actually because of her skills and affinity. So basically, everything that matters on her is the A1. She's constantly gonna use this and just drop War Master procs on the boss to help you kill it. The passive heals this champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. So we're constantly gonna get healing back. Now, when we are talking about the blessing, you see I went with Survival Instinct. And that's because I managed to pull a 2-star for her, but you don't need this blessing in order to get the job done. You can do it just fine, but this is the one that I would strongly suggest you to use. In terms of gear sets, regeneration will be a must on all these champions that can solo the Bommal. Now, if you're newish to the game and you didn't manage to get a regeneration set yet, head over to the Fire Knight, invest some energy into it. You'll be able to put your hand on a decent set pretty quick, and anyway, you're gonna farm normal Doom Tower. That's gonna be the thing that you gotta beat. So the gear doesn't need to be as crazy as you're seeing right here. Lower the stats because, hey, you're not fighting the hardest difficulty. You're fighting the lowest one. The boss is not as needy in there, basically. So just go and do that. You'll be able to beat it in no time. If you have the champion, of course. Now, total stats that I have on AnnaBelle. 88k HP, 3.3k defense, 236 speed. So one thing that you're gonna notice, she's not extremely fast. Yes, we are going to need, we are going to use a speed aura. We wanna ensure that we are faster than the boss. So we wanna overlap the boss. The boss has 250 speed. So anything over that will allow us to take the turn before the boss and kind of like constantly keep on going, basically. The spirit affinity will allow us to survive much better because of weak hits and stuff like that. Now, when we are talking about survivability, probably you could do it with 80k HP, keep the same amount of defense or so. Speed-wise, 236 works just fine. And when we are talking about masteries, guys, we have offense and we have support tree. Yes, Spirit Haste will add extra speed as well. So keep that in mind too. Put three allies in there to die. You're gonna need nukers for the waves as well, because she's not gonna be able to solo the waves, and then you're gonna be able to just get at the boss and get it done from there. War Master, very important. If no, it's gonna take you an eternity to kill the boss. So here we are, guys. I have Rorik in the team, and that's just for the speed lead, okay? I don't have Fushan in here or something else. I have Aitos, who has enough firepower to demolish both of the waves alone. So I don't really need help on that. You see, my Rorik doesn't have a gear or anything too crazy. He might have a couple of pieces from something, I have no idea. But basically, he's in here only for the speed lead. Lady AnnaBelle, in terms of presets, we want to make sure we don't use A2, A3 at the boss. That's about it. We don't care about anything else. Let's take them in for a spin. I'm not gonna leave the entire run, guys, because it's roughly gonna take 8 to 9 minutes. How I mentioned, it's not the fastest, but you know what? It's the most reliable one. I've tried many different ones that I'm about to show you, and they all fail at some point. Like, there's so many risks that you can take with all the rest of the champions, legendary champions, and they're still good because you gotta be the boss one time. You might need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 tries with other champions, not with Lady AnnaBelle, and you're gonna do it eventually. But I prefer to have that peace of mind that I'm gonna go in one time, one try, 8 minutes, I get it done. Rather than, okay, this champion can do it in 5 minutes, but the risk of failing is 60%. So I'm going in and I'm doing 2, 3, 4 tries, wasting 20 minutes instead of the 8 minutes just to get it done in 5, basically, you know? So I prefer to have consistency. That's why I prefer Lady AnnaBelle over any other champion that can solo this boss. Now, I'm gonna fast forward from here all the way to the end, guys, where we're gonna see the final time. And how you can see, basically the bombs, the side bombs die, they explode. I'm getting my HP back to 100%. The regeneration set helps me to stay alive. Whenever we're getting weak hits, we're getting bombs or whatever, it's still not enough to take us down, basically. And how I mentioned, the weak hits actually help, because Burangiri, being Force Affinity, is not able to do floor 90 hard mode because the boss hits too hard. Maybe with Blessings now, with Gear Ascension, he will be able to do it. It's something that I haven't tried yet, because I don't have a blessing for him, but definitely looking forward to try it in the future. I'll catch you all in a second. And here we are, guys. 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Lady AnnaBelle gets the job done without too much of a hassle, you know? Let's move over and talk about other champions. So this will be pretty much everything that I will showcase you directly from my own account. The other things that I want to show you are actually coming from different videos and kind of like show you different strategies and ideas from people. And while we're doing that, we can actually show some love to other content creators as well, because why not? Monday, let's spread the love. So if we're gonna have a quick look at the champion, the next champion that we have in the menu, basically, this was a fusion, and that is Helicath, guys. Basically, think about clan boss tuning, right? How you're making unkillable teams. It's gonna be the exact same sort of principle when we are talking about the Bommal and some of the champions that I'm about to show you from here on. So Helicath, I've never tried him myself in the Bommal, right? The thing with him is that he does bring quite a high risk at failing when you are using him in there. But how I mentioned, you only gotta do it one time on each one of the floors where you need to beat him and forget about him for the next 3+ months. So some of you guys that might struggle with the champions, the gear, you might have to invest a bit of extra time, 20, 30, 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour to get it done and forget about it for 3 months, you know? So it is worth it at the end of the day. Basically, places block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns, then puts an increased defense on himself. He has the shield on the A2, but what really makes him fail is the A1. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times and the weaken. So when you're landing the weaken on the boss, even though you have no accuracy, the 3% chance still exists, you're getting an extra bomb on him, and that might cause your team to fail. So if we're quickly gonna head over to Ivy League Gaming, so she actually has a video on Helicath doing the job. So head over to the channel, drop her a subscribe. I'm gonna link every single one of these videos, guys, in the pinned comment, so you guys can find them and check out the stats, check out the information that you need. The reason why I'm showing different options is because some of you guys might not have Lady AnnaBelle. Some of you might not have Helicath, and you might have, for example, Samar Gemcursed, or you might have a different champion that I'm about to show you. And even though I'm not really taking all of them into action, at least I'm kind of like showcasing you different things, eye-opening situation, let me just put it like that. So she has a video on Helicath solo Bommal 90. Now I found this post on Reddit as well. Helicath soloing Bommal hard 90 does work, but it's very RNG. So this was posted by Stay Mad Lil Guy 1 year ago, and nothing really changed since. Like, pretty much it's gonna be the same situation. It took him around 18 minutes to do it with Helicath. Now the problem with this is, how I mentioned, you're gonna go in, do the run, is gonna fail towards the end, you're gonna have to start it again and again. But if you have no better options, you're gonna have to do it, basically, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind when you are building this, you know. So regeneration immortal is the way to go. Regeneration is the way to go on every single one of the champions. I think I've already mentioned this. Mr. Fox took me 3 tries, and they are long runs. I had 1k less health than you, so he managed to do it in 3 tries. 104 accuracy, and it still landed the weaken. It's definitely gonna happen. Like, it's no point to try and go so low, because it's gonna happen regardless. The 3% chance is gonna proc, so it's a lot of RNG in there. But basically, Ivy League Gaming, these are the stats that she has on a Helicath. So we have roughly 95k HP. We have 3k defense, 240 speed. So the speed seems to be pretty essential in here. So let's actually check what else we have. I'm not going to be able to play the voice just in case if they have different music. I don't want to get the copyright strikes and things. But yeah, those are the stats. 97k HP. So pretty neat in terms of HP. Very similar stats with my lady AnnaBelle, except that she has over 10k more HP on him, which is pretty interesting. Is a bit faster. Defense-wise, around the same. Okay. So even she's recommending even more HP than that, actually. Okay. The thing is, bombs ignore defense, so it's no point to stack on defense. Yes, it will help you with the raw damage that you're gonna receive from the boss, but it's still not necessarily beneficial to do that on a to stack on defense, basically, you know. So we've seen that. Let's check the masteries. So masteries, you see, whirlwind of that. Okay, so she doesn't need it. So she's mentioning it. If you're lacking speed, if you're not able to achieve that speed, considering getting whirlwind of that, that means the Helicath will have to kill 3 mobs while you are getting towards to the boss, and you're gonna be able to gain extra speed from there, you know. Okay, so these are the masteries. War Master tier 6. We went on the defense 3 by the looks of it. Counter attack as well, I guess, just to help you smack a bit more, because why not? In terms of presets, we have a preset here. So basically, round 2. Let's actually check the whole preset. So it seems like it's not a specific preset that you really need to have, basically, you know. Okay, so you see failures. She's actually showing you that it can fail whenever the weaken lands and other things. So that's a thing to keep in mind. It can happen. So there we go. That was the preset right there. Okay. We don't want the shield to be used during the boss round. So stop the A2 and prioritize the A3, basically. That's the preset once you get at the boss. Because if you have the shield on, the boss is gonna strip it and land more bombs on you. So this might be the successful run, judging by what we're seeing here. Yeah. So it's full auto. It's full auto. Basically, he's gonna put that increase block damage, sorry, on himself, kind of like clan boss tuning. You're gonna have to time it most probably with the boss to ensure that he doesn't uses the skill that strips buffs, because that's gonna be a bit of an issue. We haven't seen a speed aura in here, so basically you're gonna let the boss to take the first turn. There you go. Okay. And steady, here we go. When the weaken lands, is a very high chance at losing the fight, basically. So that's how Helicath can solo the Bommal. I'm curious to see the time. So it took 17 minutes and 28 seconds. So it took 17 minutes and 28 seconds. Definitely quite a bit of a ride with this, you know. Now, if we're gonna scrap this and if we're gonna check a different champion, so how I mentioned, you're gonna have a completely free to play version. Now, this will be manual, guys. If you want to get this done, I'm not sure if somebody discovered the way to make it on a full auto. It might be a way out there. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, you can farm the champion from stage 8, right? Stage 8 in campaign. And we're talking about Templar. Templar does a similar thing with the other champions that do block damage. So attacks 4 times at random, then places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. So basically, you're gonna need to time this skill when the side bombs explode or when you have a lot of bombs on yourself, and of course you gotta time it to ensure that the boss is not gonna strip that from you. Now, I've never really tried this myself, you know. I've heard about it before. I know Cold Brew actually has a video on it, so that's what we're gonna check, and we're gonna see what exactly is the secret to get this done. So when we are talking about stats, guys, make sure to check out Cold Brew as well. Head over and show him some love. I'm gonna link this as well in the pinned comment if you need to get more information on it. It looks like it's the same speed like on Helicath. 240 speed. It looks exactly the same cup of tea. So I would assume will be pretty much the same sort of strategy. But this is a rare champion accessible to every single one of you guys. And yes, you will need regeneration, most probably immortal as well, just to give you that extra push in there. Let's see what Cold Brew is saying about this strategy. So total stats, he actually doesn't need such crazy stats like Helicath. He only has 70k HP, while Helicath had like loads, right? He had what, 95 plus k HP. And this is a rare champion that can be found from campaign. I mean, I don't think 240 speed is hard to get when you are doing stage 90 hard mode Doom Tower. You know, I feel like with everything that we have in the game now, Gear Ascension, we have Glyphs, we have Awakening, we have Empowerment, we have Faction Guardians. I think I've said that twice, but it's not as hard to get 240 speed now. It used to be hard 2 years ago, yes, indeed, but I don't feel like it's that hard to get 240 speed nowadays. Unless you're new to the game, and if you're new to the game and you're in that situation, you won't be attempting to do floor 90 hard mode, basically, you know. Okay, so pretty interesting building here. The stats. What I'm curious to see are the masteries actually. Now he's explaining how this works. Is actually the block damage. It's kind of like a thing that I would expect, you know. Okay, so it's actually kind of like explaining a bit the turn counting here. So let's actually check that. So it takes 5 turns every 3 turns, basically. So it's kind of like overlapping a bit the boss. Yeah, definitely book it out. Like, you want to have this booked out. Yeah, so how I assumed, you're gonna have to put a block damage right before the side bombs explode. So you're gonna have to time it like that, you know. So let's quickly check masteries. We have offense and support, and by the looks of it, it seems like he went with Whirlwind of Death. He went with Spirit Haste to gain extra speed, you know. And you need a speed lead of at least 24%. So Ursula the Mourner, Fushan, I can't remember, Lysandra, and I can't remember if we have any other champion that has that. Of course, I think Marichka, but that's a bit too OP. But then if you don't have a 24 speed lead, just go to a 19 speed lead and just add a bit of extra speed, basically, you know, and kind of like balance it out. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. So this is his team right here. He's gonna go in, smash some of the waves. You're gonna need nukers to get the job done for you guys. It's kind of like a no-brainer. None of these champions will solo the waves, and even if they will be able to solo the waves, it's gonna take you forever, man. Like, you don't want to put yourself through that pain to waste 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes on a run just because you want to solo it with one champion. You need champions to wreck the mobs in here, you know. Yeah, you see, so it's gonna have to be manual. I thought so. I'm not sure if somebody discovered an auto wave for this, you know. But basically, you're just gonna have to go back and forward, time when you're putting the block damage up. How I mentioned, I'm going to link the video so you can check it out because, yeah, I haven't been very clear on what you can do. What I'm mainly showing you here is that you can do it with a free farmable champion, you know, and if this is the place where you're stuck, you're really struggling at it, definitely check out his video, man. Show him some love and check the strat out, you know, like get it done because the rotation is getting close to an end. And you don't want to farm this boss. You really want to get to the Dark Fae, you know. You see? So you want to take the turn right before because the boss will attempt to strip buffs as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You want to avoid that part. Now let's see how long it's taking him to do this with the champion, you know, like where are we? Almost done, over 20 minutes, okay? So a bit over 20 minutes. 22 minutes to do floor 90 hard mode with Templar on manual. And yes, it does seem to be a bit better than Helicath. Helicath is auto. Now, what I would assume is that Templar has a chance to land a decreased speed as well, and that can proc an extra bomb on the champion, and that might kill him too. So I feel like that might be a risk at the team failing, and it's a bit more painful to do it manual. But hey, let me know in the comments down below. So actually, the next one that we're gonna check is gonna be Kyoku, and this is gonna be from Odd One Gaming. You're gonna find this in the pinned comment as well. Check it out. Now let me quickly go over her kit to explain you a couple of things with Kyoku. Not only that she brings the block damage, but she has a couple of interesting things in there. So defense-based champion, pretty nice. Again, you're gonna need a speed aura for this. And what I found about Kyoku is that she needs a lot of speed. She is the fastest out of all the champions. 100% the fastest. And let me just put it like that. I've actually tried it the other day on my account. I've tried probably, I don't know, 10 plus runs, and every single one of them failed. And it's not because I've done something wrong. It's because of the RNG. So even though this is the fastest, it's not as reliable as Lady AnnaBelle. So basically, she puts block damage on herself, right? And this is for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn, so stays up for 2 turns. So basically, you're protected. Then you have the passive, which is not really going to help you much once you are alone at the boss. The A2 has a chance to land HP burn or decrease attack. When you're landing debuffs, you're going to get more bombs on yourself. If you're landing HP burn on the side bombs, it's great because you're going to be able to do the run faster. That's why Kyoku does the run so much faster than the rest. Then each hit has a 40% chance of placing a weaken. So even the first hit will have a chance to land a weaken, and that can mess you up too. Another thing to keep in mind. Pretty good stats on her. Now, what I do like about her is that she doesn't need to have crazy stats in terms of survivability. So you see, again, regeneration is key. So he's actually kind of like walking you guys through the whole thing. But if you're paying attention at the speed, that's a lot of speed, man. That's 290 speed on regeneration. For a lot of you guys, will be much harder to get this speed on your champions, and especially considering that this has a pretty high fail rate, you know. It's not great, but if you need to get it done once, you're gonna have to do it. I actually managed to pull this champion for a buddy of mine like a couple of weeks ago for a viewer, and he messaged me on Facebook the other day being like, Skratch, I'm so happy you pulled me Kyoku because I managed to do the Bommal, you know. And that's when I kind of like looked at it and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Definitely very needy in terms of speed. You need to have at least 1 triple roll on speed here to get this speed, or half double on everything, double rolls on speed, and a lot of glyphs to make it work, you know. So I'm gonna link Odd One's gaming video as well in the pinned comments. Head over and check him out. Drop him a nice subscribe. So minimum 358 speed on Kyoku to work, guys. You got that right. So yes, he doesn't have that speed, but you're gonna use the speed aura. You're gonna use Whirlwind of Death. You're gonna use Spirit Haste. So that means that she needs to kill some mobs. You need some allies to die on the waves there, and that's how you're gonna achieve the speed that you need in order to get that done. So let's try to see if he's showing the total stats. There we go. So 60k HP, 4k defense, 290 speed. He doesn't have tons of accuracy. I think you want to avoid having accuracy because the more debuffs you're landing on the boss, the higher the chance for you to fail, basically, you know. So there we go. 60k HP, 4k defense. Not bad in terms of survivability, you know? You see, exactly what I thought too. You're not trying to debuff the boss because that's a no-go zone. You're just trying to have a bit of accuracy to debuff the side minions. And usually, you know how it is. Minions, mobs on the waves, they require lower accuracy than the actual bosses, you know. Okay, now when we are talking about masteries, odd one, what do we have in terms of masteries? I would assume you went for War Master. I don't think he's actually showing the masteries in here. Maybe he showed them at the beginning and I missed it. Let's quickly check that out. Either way, I'm going to link the video, guys. I would assume you need to have Spirit Haste, Whirlwind of Death, so you're going on offense and support. War Master as tier 6. Giant Slayer is not going to help you on her because you're not going to have debuffs on the boss, you know. And yeah, you're definitely gonna have Whirlwind of Death because she's gonna have to kill mobs here by the looks of it. Okay. Yep. So that's the way to do it. Lady Kimi, so he has a 30% speed aura. I'm sure you can use a lower speed aura, but you just gotta maybe give her more speed to ensure you're gonna reach the minimum of 358. And how fast it is, that's what I'm curious. So basically, you're gonna go in, put the block damage, land HP burn on the side minions. That's what's gonna trigger the HP drop on the boss so fast, you know, so you're gonna be able to farm it much faster. And they are particular moments when you're gonna have multiple bombs on yourself, and it's all about the RNG. If you're gonna get weak hits, you're gonna be fine. But if not, this is gonna fail. So I'm telling you from what I've seen when I attempted the other day to do it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save my sanity. Because it seems like it's not working that great all around. But basically, you're gonna be in sync with the boss. You're gonna kind of like follow a specific rotation all the way up to a specific turn. Then you're gonna desync, and that's when that can happen. You can die there, and then again you're gonna go back in sync for a period of time. Then again you're gonna desync, and that's something that I don't think you can stop. You know, like I'm pretty convinced that that's just the way it goes for the entire run. You know. But either way, 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Great timing for a solo champion. Honestly, I think is an amazing time, and turn count 170. So Kyoku is another champion that can do it if you manage to pull her. The next champion that I want to cover, guys, is going to be no one else but Samar Gemcursed. Unfortunately, I don't have him available, and I definitely remember that I've done a video on him doing a solo Bommal, or at least I wanted to. But basically, he has this passive that places a block damage buff on the champion for 1 turn at the start of each round. So this is what allows him to solo the Bommal. Then blocks incoming damage and places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. When they receive a hit, that would drop their HP below 30%. And of course, all these champions are strong affinity to the Bommal, guys. They're all spirit. That's the main key that allows them to solo it. If they would be weak affinity or similar affinity, the thing will be different, like a different story, because you won't have weak hits to keep you alive and allow you to recover, basically, you know. He has an HP aura, but again, you're gonna need to use a speed lead if you want this to work. And you're gonna stop the A2, you're gonna stop the A3, and you're gonna go with A1. Now, I know I've done this. I used to run it on my old account. And basically, if we're gonna head over to Cold Brew Gaming again, I'm gonna link this video as well. It's showing you the stats that he has on the champion right here. 85k HP, 3k defense, 241 speed. Now, yes, I gotta admit it. Samar Gemcursed is more needy in terms of stats compared to the other champions. So he will need slightly higher survivability, slightly higher speed. So his true speed needs to be over 270 if you want this to work. That includes with masteries. The good part about it is that he doesn't require books, okay? So you don't need to book him, and he's gonna get the job done. So these are the total stats. In terms of masteries, let me just quickly see if he's actually showing them anywhere. Yes, so you want to have Whirlwind of Death, you want to have support, you want to have offense, War Master as tier 6, because that's what's going to drop the HP on the boss. And of course, Spirit Haste All this will increase your speed with the speed aura. Let me see what team he has in here. I would expect he is using Fushan, or at least he will attempt. Actually, we're going to see that at the end. I'm pretty sure Fushan is the lead. That's what I used to run anyway in the... back in the day, let me put it like that. It's not that back in the day, but it's been a while since I've used this, you know. And I don't have Samar on my main account now, so I can't do it. But basically, this is not a very fast run either. You know, like, it's gonna take you quite a bit of time to do it. He doesn't debuff with the A1, which is great. It's a much higher win rate, in my opinion, than using a Helicath or using a Kyoku, for example. Yes, Kyoku is faster, you know, much faster, but here we go. So he actually used Ursula the Mourner as speed lead, which is fine, but basically 16 minutes and 38 seconds to get the job done with Samar Gemcursed. Pretty interesting, another champion that can do it. I do want to show you another one. So this is Burangiri. I've released this video literally on the day when this boss was added to the game, and he can solo a lot of floors too, all the way up to floor 50 hard mode. Now he's not doing floor 90 hard mode, or he was not doing it at that moment in time. Now we have blessings. He might be able to do it. I need to try it. I gotta give him the exact same blessing I have on Lady AnnaBelle. Slightly better stats. The more speed, the better. And attempt it again once I'm gonna pull a soul for him. But the main idea with Burangiri is that he is his neutral affinity, right? So he's not gonna get weak hits. The boss is gonna demolish him on floor 90. And the main thing on how this actually works is that he has the exact same passive like Lady AnnaBelle. So if you go at Shadowkin, you're gonna see Burangiri heals this champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. That's basically what happens. So if you need him for normal mode, or if you're gonna need him to progress through the other floors just to get to floor 90 hard mode, where you're gonna be able to use a different team, definitely keep him in mind, guys. Regeneration set is a must. The exact same master is like on Kyoku or on Lady AnnaBelle, and he's gonna get the job done. That was all for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm pretty sure there are other champions that could potentially solo it. I know Crimson Helm is one of them, but I can't remember who made a video on that, to be honest. And again, I think it was manual and was a bit riskier than the Templar, or was very similar sort of strategy with it. Let me know what champion are you guys using for the Bommal. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Head over and check out the other fellow content creators as well. Check out the videos if you are interested to try any of those strategies champions. That was all for the video. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.